After coming back from a party late at night, my girlfriend started arguing with me. I only asked where the party was and why she was so late. She snapped and said, "You're always following me. You're a failure." Then suddenly, I received a message from her best friend. "Do you know where your girlfriend really was?" I'm 29. I work as a project manager for a mid-sized construction firm in Denver. Nothing glamorous, but the pay's decent, and I've been climbing the ladder steadily for the past 4 years. I've always been the reliable type, show up on time, finish what I start, keep my head down. My girlfriend, Adriana, was 27. We'd been together for 3 years. Met at a friend's barbecue. She was funny, spontaneous, the kind of person who could light up a room. I thought we had something solid. That night, October 14th, a Friday, changed everything. She'd told me she was going to a coworker's birthday party. Said it would be low-key, just drinks at someone's apartment, and she'd be home by 11. I didn't think much of it. I trusted her. I spent the evening watching a game, ordered takeout from that Thai place we both liked, fell asleep on the couch around midnight with ESPN still playing in the background. I woke up to the sound of the door slamming. It was 2:47 a.m. I checked my phone groggily, saw the time, and sat up. Adriana walked in, heels in hand, makeup smudged, looking exhausted but also defensive. Like she was ready for a fight before I'd even said a word. "Hey," I said, rubbing my eyes. "You're really late. Everything okay?" She dropped her purse on the counter harder than necessary. The sound echoed through the quiet apartment. "Yeah, it ran long." "Where was it again?" "I told you. Sarah's place." "I know, but where?" "I was just curious." She turned to face me, eyes flashing with something I couldn't quite identify. Anger? Guilt? "Why do you need to know exactly where it was? Are you tracking me now?" I blinked. "What? No. You're always following me. Always checking up. You're suffocating me. You know that." I stood up slowly, trying to keep my voice calm. "Adriana, I asked one question. And it's always one question with you. You're obsessed. You're a failure at understanding what space means." That word, failure, hit differently. She'd never called me that before. Not even during our worst arguments, and we'd had a few over the years. I felt my chest tighten, but I didn't respond. I just stared at her, trying to recognize the woman I thought I knew. She grabbed a bottle of water from the fridge, brushed past me close enough that I could smell perfume I didn't recognize, and went into the bedroom. Door closed. Locked. I stood there for a minute, confused and angry. The apartment felt suddenly cold, unfamiliar. Like I was a guest in my own home. The hum of the refrigerator seemed louder than usual. Then my phone buzzed on the coffee table. It was a text from Kelsey, Adriana's best friend since college. We'd met a handful of times at dinners, parties. Nice enough, but we weren't close. We'd exchanged maybe 20 words total over the years. The message read, "Do you know where your girlfriend really was?" I stared at the screen. My heart started pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I typed back, "No." 3 dots appeared, then disappeared, then appeared again. Finally, she wasn't at Sarah's party. She was at the Westin downtown, room 804, with someone. My hands went cold. Update 1. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on the couch, staring at Kelsey's message until the words blurred together. She wasn't at Sarah's party. The Westin, room 804, with someone. By 6 in the morning, I'd replayed every conversation, every late night, every excuse. The business trip to Phoenix in August where she came back with a new necklace she said was from a hotel boutique. The girls' weekend in Aspen in September where she barely answered my calls. The random evenings she'd come home smelling like expensive cologne that wasn't mine. The way she'd started dressing differently for work. More makeup, tighter dresses, always checking her phone. My mind was racing, but I forced myself to stay calm. I needed proof. I needed to know who and why before I confronted her. I couldn't just go off Kelsey's word, even though something in my gut told me she was telling the truth. At 7:15, Adriana came out of the bedroom in workout clothes, acting like nothing had happened. She poured herself coffee, scrolled through her phone, hummed some song under her breath. The casualness of it made my blood boil. "Morning," she said flatly, not looking up from her screen. "Morning." She didn't look at me, just grabbed her gym bag from the hallway closet and headed for the door. "Where are you going?" I asked, my voice more controlled than I felt. "Spin class. I'll be back in a couple hours." "Which location?" She paused, hand on the doorknob. "The one on Larimer." "What?" "Just asking." She left, I waited 5 minutes, watching through the window as her car pulled out of the parking lot. Then I texted Kelsey. Can we talk? In person? She replied almost instantly. Coffee shop on Colfax. 9 a.m. I got there early. Ordered a black coffee I didn't drink. The place was nearly empty, just a couple of college students with laptops and headphones, an older man reading the newspaper by the window, and a barista wiping down tables. I sat by the window, watching cars pass, feeling like I was outside my own body. Everything felt surreal. Kelsey showed up at 9:02, looking nervous. Dark circles under her eyes like she hadn't slept either. She sat down across from me, hands wrapped around a latte. I'm sorry, she said immediately. I didn't want to get involved, but you deserve to know. Tell me everything. She took a deep breath, looking down at her cup. Adriana's been seeing someone. His name's Cameron. He's a consultant at her company, works in the finance department. It's been going on for about 4 months. For months. My stomach dropped. Last night wasn't the first time, Kelsey continued. She's been lying to you. The late nights, the work trips, the girls' nights, half of them were with him. I found out 2 weeks ago when I saw them together at a restaurant downtown, that expensive Italian place on 16th Street. They were holding hands across the table, laughing. She saw me, and her face just dropped. She knew she was caught. What did she say? She called me that night, around midnight, begging me not to say anything. Said she was going to end it with you soon, that it was complicated, that she needed time to figure things out. She cried, told me she never meant for it to happen, all the usual excuses. Why are you telling me now? Kelsey's eyes welled up. Because last night, she told me she's in love with him. She said she's planning to move out next month, that she's just waiting for the right time to tell you. But she's not ending it. She's stringing you along until she has everything figured out with him. She's already been looking at apartments in his neighborhood. Kelsey's voice cracked. I couldn't watch it anymore. You're a good guy. You don't deserve this. I told her yesterday that if she didn't tell you by today, I would. She laughed and said I wouldn't. So here I am. I sat there numb. Do you have proof? She pulled out her phone, hesitated, then showed me a screenshot. It was a text thread between Adriana and someone named Cam. The messages were explicit, not just emotionally, but physically too. Plans to meet at hotels. Complaints about me being boring and unambitious, about how I was content with mediocrity. Promises of a future together. One message in particular stood out, dated 3 days ago. I can't wait to finally be free and start our real life together. You're everything I've been missing. I felt sick. My coffee turned cold in my hand. There's more, Kelsey said quietly. She scrolled through more screenshots. Dozens of messages spanning months. Photos of them together at restaurants, in hotel rooms. Evidence of a whole relationship I knew nothing about. I'm sorry, Kelsey said again. I really am. I know this is a lot. I thanked her, left the coffee shop, and drove around for an hour. I didn't know where to go or what to do. My mind kept circling back to the same questions. How did I miss this? What did I do wrong? Was I really that oblivious? Was I actually boring and unambitious? Or was that just her excuse? Finally, I went back to the apartment. Adriana wasn't home yet. I packed a bag, clothes, toiletries, my laptop, important documents. Then I sat on the couch and waited, rehearsing what I'd say. Update 2. She came home around 11:30, looking refreshed and happy. Hair still damp from the shower at the gym. She had that post-workout glow, looked completely at peace. She saw me sitting there with my bag, and her face changed instantly. What's going on? She asked carefully, setting her gym bag down. Where were you last night? I told you. Sarah's. Try again. Her jaw tightened. What are you talking about? I know about Cameron. The color drained from her face. For a moment, she didn't say anything. Just stood there, frozen like a deer in headlights. Her hand went to her throat, a nervous gesture I'd seen 1,000 times. Then, who told you? Does it matter? It was Kelsey, wasn't it? That bitch. Don't, I said, cutting her off. Don't turn this on her. She did what you should have done months ago. Adriana sat down slowly on the arm of the chair, hands shaking. She looked at the floor, unable to meet my eyes. I didn't mean for it to happen. For months, Adriana. For months you've been lying to my face. Looking me in the eye and lying. It's not what you think. Then what is it? Explain it to me. Help me understand how you justify this. She took a shaky breath. Cameron and I, we connected. He understands me in a way you don't. He's ambitious, he's driven, he's rich, I said. That's the word you're looking for, isn't it? She looked up sharply. That's not fair, isn't it? Kelsey showed me the texts. You complained about me being boring, about how I'm not successful enough, how I don't take you anywhere nice, how you're tired of living in this average apartment with someone who's content with mediocrity. Her face flushed deep red. I was venting. People vent. People vent to their friends. They don't cheat and plan their escape for 4 months while pretending everything's fine. I stood up. Were you ever going to tell me? Or were you just going to disappear one day and leave me wondering what I did wrong? She started crying, tears streaming down her face. I didn't want to hurt you. Well, you did. Congratulations. Where are you going? She asked as I picked up my bag. Staying with a friend. I'll be back for the rest of my stuff this weekend. Don't be here when I come. Wait, can we talk about this? Please? I made a mistake. I can fix this. I looked at her one last time. Mascara running. Hands trembling. Part of me wanted to feel something. Anger, sadness, anything. But I just felt empty. Hollow. There's nothing left to talk about. And you can't fix this. Please. You made your choice 4 months ago. Every day you lied to me. You chose him. Now live with it. I walked out. Didn't look back. Got in my car and drove straight to Jason's place across town. Update 3. I stayed with my buddy Jason for 2 weeks. He didn't ask too many questions, just let me crash on his couch and drink his beer. We'd been friends since college. He was the kind of guy who showed up when you needed him, no explanations required. He'd order pizza, put on a game, and just let me exist without forcing conversation. I threw myself into work, picked up extra projects, anything to keep my mind off everything. My boss noticed and gave me more responsibility. I was at the office by 7 most mornings, didn't leave until 7 at night. Weekends too. It helped. Kept me busy. Kept me from thinking about how 3 years could just evaporate. I went back to the apartment that Saturday with Jason for backup. Adriana wasn't there like I'd asked, but her presence was everywhere. I packed up my stuff methodically, books, clothes, photos I couldn't bear to look at. Jason helped me load boxes into my truck. The whole thing took 3 hours. I left my key on the kitchen counter. Then, on November 1st, I got a call from an unknown number. I almost didn't answer, thinking it was Adriana calling from a different phone. Hello. Is this you? A man's voice. Older, rough around the edges, with a slight southern accent. Who is this? My name's Richard. I'm Cameron's father-in-law. I froze. Father-in-law? Yeah. Married to his wife, Christine, going on 6 years now. 2 kids, Lily's 4, Jacob's 2. You know about them. My head started spinning. I sat down on Jason's couch. No, I didn't. Figures. Look, I don't know you, but I thought you should know what kind of man you're dealing with. Christine found out about your girlfriend last week. She hired a private investigator after Cameron started acting strange, coming home late, being secretive with his phone, the usual signs. The investigator followed him to that hotel. She's devastated. Cameron's done this before. Cheated, lied, promised to change. This time she's filing for divorce. But I wanted you to know the truth. He's not leaving his wife for anyone. He never was. Men like him never do. Does Adriana know? I doubt it. Men like Cameron are good at selling dreams. They tell women what they want to hear. Promise them the world. But the second things get real, they bail. Every single time. We talked for another 10 minutes. He gave me Christine's number. Said she was willing to talk if I wanted. Told me she was a good woman who didn't deserve any of this. That his grandkids were asking why mommy was crying all the time. I thanked him and hung up. I sat there for a long time, staring at my phone. The apartment was quiet except for the sound of traffic outside. Then I called Kelsey. Did you know Cameron was married? Silence. Then no. Oh my God. Are you serious? 2 kids. 6-year marriage. Does Adriana know? I don't think so. Are you going to tell her? I thought about it. Part of me wanted to. Part of me wanted her to find out the hard way. The way I did. Blindsided and humiliated. But I wasn't that person. I couldn't be, even after everything. Yeah, I said. I am. I texted Adriana. We need to talk. Tomorrow. Noon. Coffee shop on Colfax. She agreed immediately. Thank you. I'll be there. Final update. She showed up 10 minutes late, looking nervous but defiant. Sunglasses on even though it was cloudy outside. She wore the green sweater I'd bought her last Christmas. We sat down at the same table where I'd met Kelsey. The irony wasn't lost on me. I didn't waste time. Cameron's married. Her face went blank. What? Married? 2 kids. 6 years. His wife's filing for divorce because she found out about you. That's not. He told me he was separated. He lied. Just like you lied to me. She put her head in her hands, elbows on the table. For a moment, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. He said we were going to be together, she whispered. He said he loved me. He said he was leaving her after the holidays because he didn't want to ruin Christmas for the kids. He showed me apartments. We talked about getting a dog together. He lied, I repeated. And now you know how it feels. She looked up at me, mascara running down her cheeks. I'm sorry. I know that doesn't mean anything now, but I am. I made a huge mistake. I got caught up in something that felt exciting and new, and I hurt you. I hurt us. I destroyed something good because I was selfish and stupid. You're right. It doesn't mean anything. Can we? Is there any way we could? No, I said firmly. There's not. Not now, not ever. She nodded slowly, tears streaming down her face. I deserve that. Yeah, you do. For what it's worth, I do love you. I think I always will. Love isn't just a feeling, Adriana. It's a choice. You chose someone else. You chose lies over truth. You chose excitement over loyalty. That's not love. She had nothing to say to that. She left first. I stayed, finished my coffee, and watched the world move on outside the window. People walked by with shopping bags, holding hands, laughing. A mother pushed a stroller. An old couple shared a bench across the street. Life didn't stop for heartbreak. It just kept going, indifferent to pain. 2 months later, I found out through mutual friends that Cameron ghosted her the day his wife filed for divorce. Blocked her number, unfriended her on social media, disappeared completely like she'd never existed. Adriana tried reaching out to me a few times, long apology texts at 2 in the morning, voicemails I didn't listen to. She said she realized what she'd lost, that she'd made the biggest mistake of her life, that she'd do anything to make it right. She asked if we could just talk, just once. I blocked her number eventually. Not out of anger. Just necessity. You can't heal if you keep picking at the wound. I moved into my own place in December. Smaller, quieter mine. 1-bedroom apartment in a decent neighborhood with a view of the mountains. I started going to the gym again, reconnected with old friends I'd neglected, focused on work. Got a promotion in January, senior project manager, significant raise, corner office with my name on the door. Life didn't magically get better overnight, but it got clearer. I learned that some people will choose comfort over honesty, excitement over loyalty. And that's on them, not me. I learned that trust, once broken, can't be taped back together with apologies and promises. I learned that loving someone doesn't mean accepting betrayal. Sometimes walking away is the strongest thing you can do. I don't think about Adriana much anymore. When I do, it's not with anger or longing. Just nothing. She became a stranger the moment she chose someone else. The woman I thought I knew never really existed. She was just a version of herself she showed me when it was convenient. And honestly, I'm okay with that. Better than okay, actually. I'm rebuilding something better. Edit 1. A few people asked if I ever talked to Christine. I did once. We met for coffee in late November. She was kind, heartbroken, but strong, stronger than I expected. She told me Cameron had done this twice before during their marriage, and she'd forgiven him both times. Took him to counseling, tried to make it work for the kids. This time was different. She said she was done being someone's backup plan, done teaching her children that this is what love looks like. We wished each other well. Sometimes the people hurt worst in these situations find each other in unexpected ways. She's doing better now, according to Kelsey. Moved back home to be closer to family. Edit 2. Cameron apparently tried to reconcile with Christine after Adriana was out of the picture. Showed up at her parents' house with flowers and tears, the whole performance. She said no. Told him to sign the papers and stay away from the kids unless it was his scheduled custody time. Good for her. Some people deserve their loneliness. Edit 3. Someone asked if I'm dating again. Not yet, but I'm not closed off to it. Just taking my time, focusing on myself, figuring out who I am outside of that relationship. When the right person comes along, I'll know. And this time, I'll make sure they're actually who they say they are. I'll pay attention to the red flags instead of ignoring them. I'll trust my gut. And I'll never settle for someone who makes me feel like I'm not enough.